All right. Hey, it's me, Magical Shante, 888. And I just thought that I'd pop on for a video, kind of like a get ready with me. Um, the house is silent. The kids are all at school, and I have a doctor's appointment that I'm getting ready for, but I had some thoughts. I've had some thoughts over the last couple days regarding. I've really just been analyzing life and relationships. Ignore my wig right here. It's coming up a little bit. I have not glued it down or nothing or gelled it down. I use even adhesive spray. Anyways, um, I've had a lot of thoughts about life lately and how people just have a tendency of removing themselves out of your life. And it hurts and it sucks. Sometimes whenever those people do kind of remove themselves, or it might be in a position to where they kind of put you in a corner to where you're like, okay, well, I can't and I have to go. And that doesn't feel any better. It really doesn't. But I've realized this with a nice amount of the relationships that I have. The main one with the main relationship that I spoke of, and that no longer existing, and it can't ever exist. And then other things with even family members. Like it's interesting how life just kind of works and how you're kind of pushed out of one thing, but even whenever you're pushed out of one thing, God doesn't take things away from you without it being replaced with something even better. And that's what I know, and that's what I live by. So even whenever I have those moments where I'm feeling like, man, it sucks that, like I can't rely on this person, or it just sucks that this relationship just will never be the way that it used to be or whatever. But I realize that number one, I'm not perfect, and there may or may not have been things that I did or did not do to contribute to the relationship to be where it is, and that's across the board. And so I recognize that, and I understand that, I acknowledge that, and honestly, if given the opportunity, if somebody were to explain to me what it was that I did or didn't do or whatever, I would genuinely and humbly apologize, because it's never my intention to make anybody feel any kind of way. It's not. And I know that in some people's books, I'm the villain. I recognize that, I realize that, and I own that, and I'm okay with it. I truly am, because I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Everybody's not gonna love me the way that I love me, or the way the closest people to me care for me. And that's okay, but it doesn't necessarily make it, even though even though I realize and I recognize that I may be the villain in somebody's book, it still doesn't mean that it doesn't kind of suck and that it doesn't kind of hurt. Like, it does kind of hurt to have someone just kind of make a beeline and just kind of tell you, oh, I'm not fucking with you anymore. And it's just like, okay. I mean, you know, I am learning to even like not even say, well, is there a reason why? Is there, because people's ideas and thoughts and everything are their ideas and their thoughts, and that's okay. But yeah, so that was something that has been on my mind. I've been pondering it, I've been processing it, and trying to get through those thoughts, because they've been kind of intrusive, because I've been having some not nice thoughts about people who I thought kind of had my back. You know what I mean? And hurts my feelings to think that, like, man, they never really cared about me in the first place. You know, it was always all about them and what they had going on. It was never really about me, or it was never really about my needs, or it was just, you know, whatever. Kind of like, oh, here's the bones. Like, I'm just doing you a favor. That's kind of the overall gist. But, you know, it's okay, because I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. I don't. I don't want to stay anywhere where I'm not welcome. I don't want anybody that I love, my children, my family closest to me. I don't want anybody to be even involved with somebody or people, friends, families, jobs, whatever, who don't really want them around. I just, the days of me being quote unquote tolerated, null and void. Null and void, because I don't do people like that. Like, if I just don't fuck with you, you pretty much know if I just don't fuck with you. You pretty much, you should have a good idea. You should have a good idea. Anywho, so that was my first kind of like rant. I've not finished putting on my makeup. I'm gonna start doing that after I'm looking at my notes after I get this point out, and then I'll finish what it is that I need to do. So this is going to be kind of a part 2, and I might come up with different parts to this, but this is realizations after leaving the narcissist, and again, it's part 2. So the first thing is that I began to form behaviors like theirs, i.e. being selfish and no longer caring how they reacted or responded. Literally, I was becoming this version of myself I didn't recognize, and I did not like it. And in actuality, what was happening was reactive abuse, which is a response to abuse. I've stated in previous videos that I felt morally corrupt, meaning like I just did not feel like what I was doing was the right thing in any way, shape, or form, like regarding the relationship, or how I was talking to them, how I was treating them, how I was being treated. It just was not a good situation all across the board. We just did not have respect for one another, and it just was not a good thing. It was not a good thing. And I realized that, and I recognized that, and I recognized that even while I was going through it, and while I was doing it, and while he was doing it to me. I realized it, and then it started to click to me, like, this is a toxic relationship. I have another mirror somewhere, but this is Lady Gaga's brand, House Labs, and I have this beautiful highlighter in the color Fire Opal. When I went in Sephora and I saw this, I was like, baby girl, your girl got to have it, okay? And so I got it. And it's worth it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This liquid eyeliner that I'm using is by Absolute New York. You can get this from the hair store. It's a waterproof, long-lasting 24-hour blackout eyeliner. And it has like the little pin, the felt tip, which is my favorite way to apply eyeliner. So yeah, I just began to realize that, and I realized it a lot quicker this time. You know, that's the thing. And I guess that's part of the lesson. You know, that's part of the lesson that I had to learn. You know, I wanted to be in this connection this time. I wanted to have the quote-unquote happy family, whatever the hell that is, you know, because it looks different for everybody. And I said in my previous video that I realized that, you know, every time we broke up and we came back together, I began to have different morals and different ideas about how I wanted to actually live my life, I started to realize as I leveled up mentally, emotionally, physically, that I didn't want to live this life of struggle. I didn't want to live this life of me being like just having to work so fucking hard. I do realize that it takes hard work to get to where you really want to get, so I'm not negating that. But as far as like working hard in a relationship and really being the only person working fucking hard, that's what I did not want to do. And that's what I'm vowing to myself to not do ever again. Because it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy. And unfortunately, when you're putting in all of that energy and all of that effort, they're putting that energy and effort in to the next person. So you're getting this person together for the next person. Because when things don't work out with you and them, they're going to just go on to the next. And they're going to go have a whole happy life. And that's another thing that you have to kind of, when you're dealing with these type of people, or really just kind of anybody, even if it's not a negative relationship, sometimes we are here to set people up for their next step in life. So we both taught each other things. We both learned from each other. Like, we both learned a lot from each other. I learned a lot of what I didn't want. I learned a lot about myself. I learned about what it is that I'm willing to accept and what I'm not willing to accept. I learned a lot about that. I can't really say what he learned, but and he likely would never admit what it is that he learned, because, you know, let him tell it. I'm not really a person that he can learn from, and unfortunately I kind of felt the same way. I did. I felt like I can't take advice from you. Like, you don't even, you know what I mean? That's how I felt. And I was in a connection with this person, which is not right. It's not right. It's not. I can be transparent about that. Where is my liquid my eyelash glue? But back to the behaviors. I'm kind of hopping around, but like the behaviors that I started to exhibit, like it really was kind of like a survival thing for me. Like I did start being a lot more selfish. I did start being a lot more like, I just didn't care anymore, because before it used to break me down. It used to make me so sad, you know, that this person didn't care the same way that I cared. And as I began to love myself more and again, level up, I started to realize, like, what is the point of like being the only person in the relationship that is caring and compassionate and always showing up and always willing to listen. I just stopped. I stopped doing that. And I brought that type of energy into a marriage, which is not good. A marriage should not be two people who cannot communicate. Communication should be the first thing that you guys should be able to work on or be able to evolve in. Like, we never learned how to appropriately communicate with one another. We never did. We never did. And, you know, it sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is. And it's definitely one of the biggest lessons that I have learned that I will always hold on to. I don't want my children to grow up and not be able to effectively communicate. I must have dropped my stuff in the car, because it makes no sense how that's just how it's missing. It makes no sense. First, my freaking, oh wait, there's that, but my setting spray, a whole freaking setting spray like this was in my purse and it's missing. It must have fallen out. It had to have fallen out. And I need to find that ASAP, because the bomb diggity. Anyways, communication is just, if you don't have it, or your communication style is harsh and abrasive, and that's another thing. That's what my communication style became, because whenever I would talk and whenever I would try to be the friend and I would try to be the voice of reason or whatever I felt like I was doing, I was not heard. I was not listened to for one moment. I was immediately gaslit for whatever reason, for whatever I was saying. I was immediately turned into, well, you're just being dramatic, or you're sensitive. You're too sensitive. And it's just like, again, I've said this in previous videos, but like, I'm sensitive for expressing my feelings and expressing my emotions. At least I know how to do that. Dealing with somebody who does not know how to do that, that's another issue, and that breaks down communication. You know, and I know that now, but I didn't know that then. And this is just a few months ago. Like, taking my prenatals. I don't know what happened to my other thing of prenatals, but whatever. Yeah. Communication just was not there. And for anybody to even feel any type of emotional fulfillment, you have to feel heard. You have to feel heard. You have to be able to know that it's safe for you to share. Really, it's always been that way, but as I became more aware of myself and aware of the situation that I was putting myself into, as I gained awareness, I realized I was not heard. I was not validated. I just didn't feel important. And it made me feel lonely. Even in a marriage or connection with someone. And that's one of the worst feelings that you could feel. One of the worst feelings that you could feel. Like, for real, for real. That's how I felt. That's what it is. And because I had certain conversations with this person about things, and I mean just simple things, like, and I wasn't heard. Of course I couldn't go to them and tell them, hey, I need a little more TLC because I'm feeling a little lonely. You know, I couldn't do that, because then that turns into, oh my God, and it's like a task, and it's like, wait, what? But then you expect me to have energy and want to be affectionate towards you when you get ready? No. Again, so just as my awareness came, and my levels of awareness, just it's grown and it's grown and it's grown and it's grown, and I really felt like this time around that I could manage it. I really did. I wasn't really going into it thinking like, okay, I'm going to fix him. I'm going to change him. That was me in the past. This time around, I really was just thinking like, okay, I'm just going to take it for what it is. He's able to do X, Y, Z this time. I'm going to do what I need to do. We're going to just make it work. Nowhere in there did I want to have a child at this time. It wasn't really ever like completely taken off the table, but it wasn't something that I wanted now. Like, I wanted to be able to have us move into our family home and be able to get a few more things together. You know, for me to get a bigger car, because we were going to need 2 big cars. Like, I just wanted to get things together before I got pregnant again. But here I am. And I was listening to a lady on YouTube, and she always talks about relationships, and especially relationships with narcissistic people or people with narcissistic tendencies or whatever. And there was a lady on there that had a story. She reads people's stories, like, or she gives people advice on what they should do. And basically, the lady, like, got pregnant by this guy who she didn't really know, and kind of expected him to, like, take care of her and the baby. And the lady basically said, you know, she felt like it was the lady's karma for, you know, kind of expecting that, because she should not have expected that from somebody that she did not know, which is valid. I was a little triggered because I couldn't help but to think or place myself into a situation similarly, except I knew this person. Or at least I thought I did. I felt a little triggered. I was kind of like, her karma, the baby is her like, I don't know. But maybe not necessarily the baby, not necessarily the soul of the baby, but just like the experience of the struggle, like that. And I realized that, and I recognized that, and I'm not necessarily claiming that, but I felt I was a little triggered by it. I was a little triggered, I'm not gonna lie. But it was very good advice. Just basically always be on your shit. Don't look to people to take care of you. Don't. Like, always have your own shit. And, you know, me being who I am and being the person that I have been all these years, I've not always been the absolute best with finances or just whatever. Like, I'm not the best with anything. Like, I'm learning. It's a learning curve. But I definitely put myself in a situation where it could have been avoided. I recognize that hindsight is 2020. I really fully recognize where I put myself in a position to where it really could have been different. I really could have made better decisions for myself, for my family, for my children. I could have made a better decision. And the better decision, unfortunately, would have likely have been probably not choosing the person that I chose. But again, I don't like doing shoulda, coulda, woulda, because I'm here. And there's a lesson that I needed to learn behind this situation. And I'm open to that. As cringe as it is, like, my soul is ablaze right now as I'm saying this. Like, it's super fucking cringe to even say it and to really fucking admit it. But I'm working on my self accountability and how I put myself in these positions and predicaments to just where I'm at. Fortunately, very, very, very fortunately, I have everything that I need, and I'm going to have everything that I need. I'm not going to lack anything. I'm going to have every single thing that I need, and then some. And then some. Fortunately, my life is coming together for the better. Things are coming together. Even though it all seems like it's falling apart, it all feels very much like it's falling apart, because those things have to fall away. But I recognize and I realize, I see the other side, and I'm open to it. I'm open to new beginnings with my children and my new child that's coming. I'm open to new experiences as far as traveling new places and broadening my horizons, getting out of the area that, you know, I'm currently in, and just being able to expand, being able to just do things that I want to do, and to live the life that I want to live, the life of leisure, all while creating the life that I want. So first creating the life that I want, but that creates the leisure. I'm walking into that. I really genuinely feel like that's my purpose, to live a life of leisure, because rushing and hustle and bustle, my life is far too busy, as anybody's is. But it's really busy. Like when I sit down and I think about just the things that I have to do just for the kids, it's a lot. And then you want to add on, I take care of my grandmother who has relatively progressive dementia. It's a lot. Your girl it's a whole lot going on. Okay. And then trying to transition from one space to another and just getting things together. Like it's a whole lot. But I'm working on, whenever I feel myself feeling overwhelmed, to stop and have gratitude for the fact that I can even transition into these things, because it would be even worse if I was not able to transition into the life that I speak of. It would be harder. Would I figure it out? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it would be so much more difficult if I didn't have the assistance that I have, if I didn't have the guidance, but mostly the assistance and the support that I have. Spraying my face. This is actually not the Fix Plus. This is I think it's Cover X that I put in there. I had gotten a small little thing and I just put it in here because I love the way that this bottle sprays. And I gotta find my actual Fix Plus. It's a great setting. I was trying to figure out yesterday why my makeup just wasn't hitting the way that I like for it to hit, and it was because I don't think I set it. I forgot because I couldn't find my Fix Plus. Anywho, so I touched on a few points, but mostly I just wanted to come on kind of with the chit chat, but these are the thoughts that I've been having over the last few days, really over the last few weeks, but really over the last few days, it's been real prominent. It's been a real heavy thought on my brain, and I needed to release it. This is my MAC Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish in Natural. This is what it looks like. This is thebomb.com. I live for this stuff. Definitely need to fix my wig because it's just not giving right now. So yeah, I just want to be the best version of myself. I encourage you to be the best version of yourself in the best way that you know how. It's not always easy when you are facing obstacles, and it's even worse when you realize you're the fuck up. Like, I realize that and I recognize that wholeheartedly. And I accept that. Like I said, it's super cringe to accept it, but it's part of my reality. It's part of my world. And I created this reality, so only I can get myself out of it. Only I can fix it. I can't expect anybody else to come in and fix it for me, because this is something that I created and something that I wanted. So I'm not going to allow it to turn into a nightmare. I'm going to still make it my dream. It's just part of my testimony. Play as fuck up too. I'm gonna have to. I had on glasses earlier and I see a little print from the glasses. I don't like that. Yeah. So just recapping. I started off the conversation with just explaining about how life and situations, first of all, how it's interesting and how you could think that a person or people have your back, and whole time they really don't. Whole time they were probably plotting. They really probably didn't fuck with you the way that you thought that they did. And that shit hurts. It sucks when you realize it. It really does. But I don't ever want to be in a position or around people who don't really fuck with me like that. I don't. The suckiest part is that I would never do this group of people the way that I feel like they've done me. But it's okay. Like, it's all right. It really is. Like, it's a part of life, it's a part of the game, and it's a part of the lessons. And that's all that I can do is just go on and continue my life. My life does not stop because I was hurt or because somebody fucked me over. My life does not stop. Or not even that they fucked me over, because still, like, being accountable is about knowing the part that you played and the person even being able to play you. Sometimes it do just be random, you know. Sometimes people just come and they really just be wholeheartedly playing games and just screwing you over. And that's understandable. That's understandable. But in this situation, I know the parts that I played or lack thereof. But I still don't necessarily feel like it warranted certain actions or responses. But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It is okay. All right. So I'm putting on these lashes. These are from Amazon. I don't know this brand. I don't know how to say it. Curata. I don't know, but it comes in this big old pack. I've had this pack now for like a couple months, and they're good. Like, they're nice and thick. The band is not too thick, and then they're not like too long. Like, don't get me wrong, I love me some lashes, but lately I have not been feeling like the super dramatic lashes. These probably to some people are still dramatic, and they are, but a couple years ago I was wearing the ones that were like really, really long, and I just, if it's Halloween or it's like some sort of holiday or something and I just want to be dramatic, then I might do that. But I like these. I can't remember the length. I don't think that they're quite 20. I think they're like 15. I don't know if it's centimeters or I don't know. But these are still super long to where I can't really wear my glasses. Whenever I wear these, I have to wear my even smaller ones, and I can't find those because I thought about wearing my glasses, but it's also raining outside, so I don't necessarily want my glasses to be wet or like to get little spots on them, raindrops and shit. So there's my lashes. The mascara that I used is Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. And this one's waterproof. This is my bae. I love this mascara. It gives me the look. You see I got my lashes at the bottom. Again, please ignore my wig. It is not on all the way. I'm gonna have to lay this John down a little bit. Once I get off the video, then I'll probably do that. Because I gotta blow dry it and all that stuff. And this unit is a, what is it? 24, or I think it's giving 24, but I think it said 26. 26-inch body wave. See, the con about this kind of hair is that I don't be styling it. I don't really do anything. I just kind of let it be wild and free. And really, I should probably style it and make it look more presentable. I may do that, but it's raining, so I don't know if I want to put in all that effort only for it to be washed away. But we'll see. This is how it looks. It's not super duper thick. I can tell that this is the type of unit that if you wear it too much, it'll start to thin out and it just won't have the same appeal. So this is kind of where I kind of stay away from this type of unit. I do buy them intermittently, but my first favorite is the Yaki Straight and then like Kinky Curly. Those are my two favorite type of units to buy because they last the longest. If you're gonna buy something and you want it to last, those are the types that I always go for because they last. They really do. And then I'll buy these knowing that they're not really gonna last that long. You know, like, it's cute or whatever. Like, I like the hairline. And I like how versatile. It's a 13 by 4, I think. So it's like, you know, you can part it or whatever, you know. I'm not a person who does like wig reviews and stuff. I kind of thought about it, but I don't know if I have the patience to do it because I just be slapping on my wigs and I don't have a particular way. Like, I don't do the bald cap method. I don't have the patience. I like to put my wig cap on, and since I found this and I don't have to use glue, it's even better. It holds well enough. It could hold honestly for a couple days, but it just depends. Excuse me. But yeah, I could ramble and ramble and ramble on. I did say that it was kind of like a chit chat. Let me at least finish putting on my lip liner. I have not eaten anything. I think I'm gonna eat cereal. This lip liner is by Ruby Kisses. It's in the color dark brown. This is my go-to lippy, like daily, if I feel like wearing lipstick. And then I have this I need to get more of. This is also by Ruby Kisses, and it's called Forever Matte. It's in the color Trust Me. You can find that at the hair store. And then I have this lip liner that I usually put on top. I don't remember the color of this one, but it's just this like pinky nude color that I love to top off. I need to put that spray back in my purse because I don't want to forget that. So yeah, back to the conversation. Life, as I always say, life be life, and changes are always going to come. That's the only thing in life that is not, that's the only thing in life that is constant, is change. And honestly, I'm not the kind of person that likes change very much. I don't, unless I do it. Like, I like to change my wigs, like to change my hair, like to change my style, like to change things, but I don't like for it to be forced. And I think that's really anybody. But I'm having to be a lot more flexible with it. It's my mirror. Having to be a lot more flexible. And then also kind of recognizing, like, the person that I chose to marry, like, they're literally in the military. So, you know, they were talking about how we would have to move and stuff. And I was just thinking, like, move where? I'm not doing shit. And it doesn't mean that I don't want the experience, but I don't want to physically move somewhere. Like, I'm fine with visiting, but moving there, and then just with the background that I had with the person that I would possibly be moving with, it was just, I don't know. Under any other circumstance, I won't say any, under some other circumstances, I would have happily been like, yeah, let's go. You know? So that's how that lippy combo looks. Like I said, this is my go-to. This is pretty much my everyday look. Lately, I haven't been wearing lashes every single day. And I'll just do my foundation, which the foundation that I use today is YSL, and it's in the color DN3, Deep Neutral. The primer that I used was the e.l.f. I can't remember. I don't feel like getting it out. I don't. Yeah, and then I used Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Ebony for my brows. That's all that I can think of. Foundation, concealers. I used Sephora's concealers. I don't know if I have one out to show. No, I don't. I put all my stuff in my container and I don't feel like taking it out because I have my ring light set up here and I don't want to disturb anything. Anyways, if I think of it, if anybody's interested, I could put the products down in the description box, which I doubt that anybody will really want to know, but just in case you're questioning, I got this little sponge thing from Amazon, and it does great with like pressing in powder. I have a white one that I use for my under eye setting powder, and then I use this one for my foundation, or not for my foundation, for my mineralized finish, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I know that this conversation has been all over the place, but this is how my brain works. Thank you for coming into my beautiful mind. Thank you for joining me and listening to me. And yeah, I will probably break this down into shorts. I don't know if I will break the whole thing down in shorts, but I could probably make a couple shorts out of this. Probably can. I don't really know what I want to eat. I was saying cereal, but as I'm sitting here, I'm just like, do I really want it to be cereal? I don't know. Scent of the day. Well, scent of every day. Excuse my underarms. Don't stare. Scent of the day is Alien. I think it's Alien Goddess. I'm running low. I need to get more. And I have some oils that I use also, which it's not really anybody's business, but and then I always get so many compliments on this Victoria's Secret's Bare Vanilla Luxe, because I use it with that Alien Goddess, and the Alien Goddess already has like warm kind of vanilla-y smells. Vanilla is my choice. Like, it doesn't matter what season it is. I like other scents. Like, I have Versace, I have MAC, I have Moschino. I have a bunch of scents, which I'm trying to grow my collection even bigger, further. I have a lot of body sprays too, but vanilla is always the one that I go back to. And I'm really surprised that while I'm pregnant that I even can smell good, because sometimes in the past when I've been pregnant, I couldn't stomach any type of smells, not even really vanilla. I couldn't put anything on. I'm grateful for that. I guess I'm done rambling. My face is pretty much complete. I am going to lay down this unit, find me something to eat, and head on out to my appointment. And if I have any other realizations or have any other thoughts, then I'll definitely pop on. Make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe, please, because I'm trying to grow my channel. Trying to work on my consistency with being on here. I really love this look today. I mean, this is my look every day, but this ring light is just giving your girl so much life today. I can't stop staring at myself. I really can't. I can't stop staring. Anyways, again, like, share, comment, subscribe. I am Magical Shante 888. Please check out my other content. Like and share and comment and subscribe. I mean, you can only subscribe once, but you know what I mean. Like, share, and comment on all that. And I think that's it. I will check y'all in the next one. Peace.